Hi guys, welcome to the Thinking Crypto channel. I hope you're doing well. On this channel, we cover the crypto news and we interview many of the folks who are building and investing in the crypto asset class. I will be interviewing CZ, Binance's CEO, next week. You guys may recall I interviewed him 3 months ago. We're going to talk about the Swipe acquisition, Binance's 3-year anniversary, and much more. If you have questions you would like me to ask him, leave them in the comments section. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button as well as the thumbs up button. Now to the news. Legendary investor Bill Miller makes the case for Bitcoin's rise to $300,000. And we are seeing tons of legendary investors and big names from Wall Street are getting into the crypto market. We recently heard from Paul Tudor Jones, which I personally think was a major green flag for the rest of Wall Street. And all of these hedge funds are now adding Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies to their portfolio, guys. So let me give you the details. Bill Miller, Chairman and Chief Investment Officer of Miller Value Partners, is sharing his crypto investment strategy and why he's bullish on Bitcoin. In a future-proof interview, the head of the investment firm that manages $3 billion in assets describes the start of his journey as a Bitcoin believer. I got involved in Bitcoin around 2013. He's an OG, he got in early. It was trading at around $200 or so when I started buying it. Then it ran up to $1,100 to $1,200, and then Mt. Gox collapsed. Bitcoin collapsed all the way back to $200 again in 2014. I began to buy it again. My average cost is about $300 a coin. He's sitting pretty good right now, guys. And of course, he's a millionaire and he's managing billions in assets. So he's probably got a really nice bag. But notice what he said, my average cost. Dollar cost averaging. I hope many of you have been doing that. Guys, we're lucky. We are on the side of smart money, buying the lows and selling the highs. And dumb money buys the highs, and you know what happens? They sell the low, right? So pat yourself on the shoulder, say good job to yourself, because we're here early. We're lucky, guys. Many people don't realize what's taking place, and we're seeing the smart money. All these big time investors, all these billionaires and millionaires are putting their money in. And I'm planning to do a video, by the way, guys, outlining who are the billionaires and millionaires who have publicly stated they're invested in Bitcoin and crypto. So stay tuned for that video. So Miller says there are several fundamental reasons why he became an early adopter and long-term advocate of the world's leading cryptocurrency. The nature of what it was trying to do, it had many different ways to win. My view was if any of those various things, it became a currency, it became a payment system, it became a non-correlated asset. Any of those things, much less all of them, would lead to a very dramatic move in the underlying price. That was also helped along by the fact that it is limited to 21 million Bitcoin, and it is decentralized. It is not able to be tampered with or debased. He makes a great point. Bitcoin was created out of the 2008 financial crisis, and it's why we have the crypto market that we have now. It's because of Bitcoin, and it is a store of value, a hedge against money printing, inflation, crony capitalism, and it is a deflationary currency. So there's a cap, hard cap, it's hard money. 21 million means you can't print more like what the world governments are doing, right? Which drives the value down. But because it's capped, it's deflationary, its value will rise over time against the fiat currencies. So that's why I hold Bitcoin in my portfolio. Sure, I hold other things like XRP and Ethereum, but I believe Bitcoin's going to do really well. From an investment standpoint, Miller says Bitcoin continues to offer a favorable risk-reward ratio. He's an advocate of a small 1 to 2% portfolio allocation to Bitcoin. In the long run, he believes he could earn a 1,000x or more return on his Bitcoin investment, which would place Bitcoin at $300,000. Here's the quote. I could make 100x off my money. I could make 1,000x, maybe more than that. I can only lose 100%. I still have it. I haven't sold any Bitcoin. So even in the 2017 run up to $20,000, this guy did not sell. Now, don't get me wrong, he's probably in a position many of us are not in, right? He's wealthy, he's already a millionaire. So he is looking at the longer term. And honestly, I am too. And that's why I always preach and I say to you guys, patience. Patience. You got to look at the market macro level. If you're looking at daily and weekly charts, you're going to get disappointed. You're going to be sad and depressed. I'm looking macro level, guys. Back in the 70s and 80s, people were talking about putting 5% of your assets in gold because it's a hedge. It's an insurance policy in case inflation comes back again as it did in the 1970s. I would say that if that's a sensible thing to do, then certainly to have 1 to 2% of your assets in Bitcoin makes great sense here. I'm in absolute agreement. I hold some gold in my portfolio too. I diversify. I have some stocks that I play around with. For example, because of the partnership I know Ripple has with MoneyGram, I put some money into MoneyGram when it was like $1 and it sold at $3.60. So I almost 3x my returns, right? I'm just using Robinhood, by the way. Now, you got to be smart and play the market. It's not the stock market right now is very risky because it's being artificially pumped. We all know that, right? Because of the Fed printing. You can play that game and try to make some money. I played it and I made some money. I haven't put anything else behind it. But the point I'm trying to make is I diversify. Crypto is one part of my portfolio. I had gold and like I said, I play around with some stocks. Some stocks I'm holding long term. Doesn't matter what happens now. But Bitcoin is going to do well, and there's a really great upside here because we are so early. It's a young asset class, and gold. I believe gold is going to increase in value too. I believe it's a great hedge against what's happening, guys. It is pretty clear as day what's going on in the world with the money printing and how that the fiat currencies will continue to devalue, and it means your savings will continue to devalue. So, things to think about, but. I like this price point. I'm personally on record saying between 80,000 to 100,000 in the next bull run up, a 10x from where we're at right now, which is not ridiculous because when you look at the 50x gains Bitcoin has gained in its history after the halvings, 10x is very conservative, right? So if you think we're at 9,000 right now, near 10,000, a 10x of that, 100,000. That's not ridiculous when you think about what's happening globally with money printing and all the institutional players like Bill Miller getting in. Now, here's what Bill Miller looks like, a photo of him. So older gentleman, been in the game, the investing game for a long time. Here's their website, Miller Value Partners. And I was searching to see what they had to say about Bitcoin. They've been tracking and talking about Bitcoin and its performance. And it is beautiful to see these Wall Streeters, these big hedge fund investment guys getting in. It is amazing. You know, I've said it many times. I got into the market in late 2016. We didn't have this news, guys. I was just sitting around like, well, is this for real? Is this a scam? Am I gonna make some money here? You know, a friend told me about it. Obviously, the more research I did, and do your own research, I learned about it. I understood the principles and what's happening. And now that I see Fidelity, Paul Tudor Jones, and all of these guys getting in, I have no doubts anymore. So I'm certainly bullish on the market. Bill Miller is $300,000. Bitcoin could certainly hit that. I'm not saying next year, but certainly 4 or 5 years from now, right? Because I'm looking at an $80,000 to $100,000 in the next cycle up. Then you usually have your corrections. Maybe Bitcoin's next bottom is going to be $20,000. That's like how it is $9,000 now. And then the next 4 years after that, the next halving in cycles heads to $300,000. We'll have to wait and see, but I definitely believe the value will increase. Now, guys, we've been talking about Coinbase and them looking to do their IPO. Well, they are planning to hold their first ever investor day amid talks that they may go public. So let me give you the details. Coinbase has scheduled its first ever investor day for August 14th amid rumors that the crypto exchange is exploring a public stock listing. And I showed you guys my poll I did. Most people said they would not invest, but very closely behind that was people saying, yes, I would. And I mentioned in my last video that I would invest in them because even though they've had a lot of issues, it would make them more accountable. They would be on another level, not just in the crypto market, but in the financial markets, more eyes from the SEC and so forth. So they would have a first mover advantage as a crypto exchange. They have the branding, they have a huge customer base, and they have the dominance here in the United States. So I would certainly invest in them. It's unclear, however, whether the virtual event is related to the rumored efforts to go public. A Coinbase spokesperson confirmed that the meeting is coming, but it said it was meant simply to facilitate a wider understanding of cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology. This will not be a traditional investor day, but rather an opportunity to hear our perspective on the crypto economy and learn about Coinbase's role in the ecosystem. Now, I think this is a play for IPO. Why? You're drumming up noise. You're drumming up attention. Come listen to our experts and how we look at the market. And once again, you have that broadcast of the news. Coinbase had their first ever investor day, and here's what was said. Right? It drums up attention. So that's why I believe, even though they're putting out a statement saying nothing about going public, I think it is part of the plan, which is okay. I don't have any problem with that, right? If I was going public, I'll be drumming up tons of noise, right? Like, hey, look at me, because I want the news cycle. I want to get more eyes on what I'm doing, and obviously more potential investors. Now, Binance CEO, like I said, I'm interviewing CZ next week, showcases first use of Binance Card. Binance's CEO, first beta transactions of Binance Card are powered by recently acquired Swipe, which we're going to talk about in the interview. So CZ tweeted about this, showing an example of it. So if you guys got questions about it, leave them below. I'll ask CZ for you. And it is great to see, once again, all these on and off ramps being built and the infrastructure being built for the crypto market, guys. And we're going to see more exchanges doing it. We're going to see a lot of reward systems and all kinds of incentivized and programs for people to use crypto. Finally, South Korean National Assembly to discuss crypto transaction transparency. South Korean legislature will host a seminar to address crypto laundering and other related topics. Crypto is becoming so big, so relevant. World governments now have to put on their agenda, we need to talk about crypto. This is so amazing, guys. I hope you grasp how big this is. And this is happening here in the United States. You got Congress talking about it, right? You got all these governments, worldwide central banks, everybody talking about crypto. Of course, guys, it's the new asset class. Like I said, pat yourself on the shoulder. If you're here early, we are buying the lows and we're going to sell the highs. Obviously not financial advice. I'm just talking about general investing principles, right? That is the strategy. We are on the side of smart money. Do your own research, of course. The stuff I'm sharing here with you, go verify it, read it for yourself. It's important. If you like this video, please share it. Please thumbs up. I'll talk to you guys later.